Something I never thought about, which I heard today, was that there are two sides of ego. There's a masculine form of ego, and there is a feminine side of ego. Now, the masculine form, this is the one that you hear about all the time. This is the one that the Bible warns about, but the Bible really warns about both. And that is, I am better than everybody else. That's the masculine form, and it all kind of makes sense. Now, the feminine form, you could probably guess it if you really thought hard enough. That is, I am worse than everybody else. Now, the issue is that both thoughts are of the devil. Both thoughts are focused 100% on self. Now, here's the issue. Focusing on self as a concept alone never draws you nearer to God, draws you further away, never brings positive results in your life, it brings you negative results. And that's the thing that people get wrong with manifestation, is they want to make it about the universe and about trees and about nature all coming in together as some sort of wavelength, which is true because that's also of God, but then they twist it and they remove the concept of God from it, therefore making it a teaching of the devil. And so think about it. When you have a health problem, this is an example that was brought up in this video that I saw, and the guy was saying he had this skin problem for years. And he went around and he asked every single doctor. He went to two of the top doctors in LA. And these dermatologists, they looked at his skin, they studied it, and they said, you know what? I don't know what's wrong. And he went home that day and he thought so hard and he scratched his head and he said, how is it that I have the two of the best dermatologists in the world and they can't seem to figure out what is wrong with my skin? And then it suddenly clicked. The reason they can't find the answer or the solution to my skin problem is because I haven't gotten right with God. I haven't figured out the spiritual side yet. God hasn't granted that answer yet. If I'm going to grow in life, I've got to go through the hard things. I've got to go through the spiritual work in order for the physical to manifest, right? And that's the truth. Again, like, God's not going to just throw money on your table if you're not ready for it, if you haven't done the spiritual work in preparation, because people who just have the money thrown onto their table and who haven't gotten the spiritual work done crash and they burn and they fail in life. You can't have financial peace if you haven't covered the spiritual side of the finances yet. And what I mean by that is, are you willing to give? Are you willing to offer up that which God has given you to serve other people, and not to serve or give for yourself, but to serve and give for God? There's a scripture, and it basically says that unless the Lord chastens us with pains and afflictions and temptations of every kind, we will not remember him. And that is so true, and it stands true to this day, to myself, and I think to you guys as well, as you guys are listening. Unless the Lord chastens us with many afflictions and many hardships and many temptations and many addictions of all sorts and all sorts of tempests and storms in our life, we will not remember God. It takes so much. And God he's like, I just want you to listen to me. I just want you to give heed to what I have to tell you. You've been praying, you've been asking for help. In my case, I was praying and asking, God, why isn't my YouTube channel growing? I've been working on this for so many years. This is all I care about. I want this to succeed like nothing else. And the answers were never clear. And in my life, suddenly everything started getting harder. I started getting really stressed out about YouTube. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's not working. Then all of a sudden I get sick. Like right now, I'm sick, and everything just feels like it's crashing down emotionally. I can't even hold myself up. I feel like a baby. I feel weak. It's killing my confidence, killing everything. Until finally I get to the pinnacle. The pinnacle of your ego breaking is when you realize you can't do it without God. And I'd realized, and I was writing in my journal last night, and I wrote down, I was so focused on getting everything right with me. I masked that by saying that I was doing this for my wife and my future kids, but I was really doing it for me. And I was so focused on that I forgot that God had the answers. He needed me just to listen. I kept receiving these points of inspiration throughout the week as I was struggling with all this. I should pray, or I should read the scriptures. I need to get right with God. I haven't been doing enough of this. I haven't been focusing on the spiritual side. And I see life as there's three pillars, right? It's like a stool. If you're going to go sit on a stool with two pillars from it, right, with two legs, not going to stand, you're going to fall right over and you're going to break your leg, right? You want all three of those legs. And so you got to think about it. What are those three legs? If one's shorter than the other, then it's obviously not going to be balanced, right? You got to be balanced on all three. Well, obviously, you got to get focused on the physical. You got to go to the physical gym. You got to go to the actual gym, work out every single day, experience a hardship. Then you got to go to the library, right? This is the mental gym. And all throughout history, we've viewed the library as this place to learn and become better. The Library of Alexandria had all the knowledge in the world. And now we've dumbed down libraries in our minds, and we assume that libraries are places for nerds, right? And they sort of are, right? But if a nerd is, if being a nerd means that you're focused on getting right with God and getting right in life, then you know what, so be it. So go to the mental gym, which is the library, right? And then the third one is you got to go to church, right? And there's more than just going to church every single week. You got to do this every single day. If you're going to keep all pillars balanced, you got to do this every day. You can't just be a Sunday goer, right? So you got to be praying, you got to be reading the scriptures, and you got to be asking God for help. And then you also have to be acknowledging that every single time something bad happens in your life, that it's good. Your car breaks down. This is good. This is good for me. You're running out of money. Oh, this is good. This is good for me. Oh, I'm sick. This is good. This is good. And God created all things, and when he did, he said, this is good. And that didn't mean he only created good things. He created hardship. He allowed Satan on this earth for a reason, right? The concept. I'm not saying that Satan's good. I'm saying that the concept of opposition is good. Because how else are we supposed to achieve or become so much greater if we come to this earth and we never go through the hard things? That's why we came to this earth in the first place, because even the hard things are good and are good for us as spiritual sons and daughters of God. Life's not easy. Making decisions it's definitely not easy. But I'll tell you what's easy. It is easier to go through the hardship, to fight through the pains and struggles, and finish your life feeling satisfied and grateful for the many wonderful and hard things that have happened in your life, for all the things you've achieved and conquered. That is much easier than asking God, hey, can you take this away from me? Can you take this pain, this suffering away from me? And God will take those things from you. He will. And your life will get easier. But it doesn't mean it's not going to come back. And it will come back, and you're paying interest, right? It's going to come back even bigger. The only difference is now that this time it's a lot harder to accomplish this. It's a lot harder to fight through this. And so you got to look at those two sides, right? It's a lot easier to accomplish and do all the hard things now than prolong them and never actually achieve the main goal at hand. You never actually become the person God sent you here to become. If you're facing hardship in your life, if you're facing a challenge that you're absolutely terrified of, go through it. Push through it. This is for your good and for the benefit from God, so that you can become who he sent you to become, which is way beyond your imagination. My name is Gabriel Bowman. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully you guys found some value in it. I really do appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day. If you guys enjoyed this, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I post every single Monday, and I'll see you next Monday. See ya.